Hey, what's up? What's up? I am glad that you guys made it back to the channel. Since you are back, that means you must be liking the content. And if that is the case, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and punch that bell for notifications for when I drop new videos. Okay? For those of you that don't know, on this channel, we talk about writing and everything writing. Okay? I have a background in writing screenplays, children's books, for newspaper publications, for all different types of publications, okay? And I'm taking all that experience and I am bringing it to this channel so that I can give you guys insight on some of the different things, experiences that I've had so that you can avoid making the same mistakes that I've had. If that sounds like something that you may be interested in, hit that subscribe button, okay? I should be dropping videos weekly, all right? Let's get into the topic that we came here to talk about today. Check it out. So today, I want to give a review on Tyler Perry's new movie, Divorce in the Black, from a writer's perspective, okay? I see reviews from viewers' perspectives, but I think the perspective from a writer may be a little different than a viewer's perspective, okay? Because we look for different things when we watch films, at least I do personally. First off, I want to congratulate Mr. Perry and the team for putting together this film. I know personally what it's like to write a film and to take a film from paper and bring it to life, okay? Dealing with production, dealing with actors, dealing with locations, all of that. So I definitely want to give you guys a hand clap and congratulate you on that process because, you know, it turned out to actually be a beautiful film, if I am being completely honest with you guys. All right. So I just want to talk about some of the things that I've noticed in the film, in some places where I may have done things differently. I'm not saying this makes the film a bad film, but I am saying that there may have been a few places where the film was lacking, okay, in my personal opinion. All right. So there was a lot of trauma presented in this film. Okay. By the way, if you haven't seen the film, there's going to be some spoilers within this video. So if you don't want the film to be spoiled for you, turn this video off right now, okay? But I cannot give my review without going into some of the details of the film. All right. So there was a lot of trauma presented in this film. First off, you had the two main characters, Dallas and Ava, I believe her name was, who was played by Corey and Megan. You know, they went through a divorce, or they were going through a divorce throughout the entire film. And it was pretty much about that experience. So you had the wife who was, you know, a loyal, faithful wife who got hit with a divorce out of the blue, okay? And then you had her husband who had massive trauma from the past. He came from a very broken family with a number of different things that were going on within this family. I mean, the film opens up with this very dramatic scene of a funeral of one of his brothers, and some things go completely crazy during this scene. I won't spoil that for you, but check that out. So it opens up with definitely a scene that grabs you, okay? So I definitely want to give the film kudos for that, for pulling me in. But I feel like it kind of missed at exploring some of this trauma more. You know, as a black male, you know, growing up in a predominantly black community, you know, it wasn't a known thing to go to therapy or to go see a counselor, or to talk about your emotions, or to talk about the problems you may have had, or mental issues. That wasn't a known thing. One of the sayings was, whatever happens in this house stays in this house. Some of you may know exactly what I'm talking about. So to have all of this trauma presented in this film, but not really go in depth of what this trauma was, kind of was a downer for me, because it's like you're throwing this trauma up and I'm like, oh yeah, tell me more. Why is Dallas the way he is? Why is his mother the way he is? Why do his brothers and him feel so devoted to their mother and feel like they have to do every single thing that she says? Why is their relationships set up the way that they are? Okay, what is going on with this family? I really wanted to know more about Dallas's family, and I feel like that really wasn't explored. Okay, so that's one thing that I probably would have changed with the writing. I would have explored that a little more. I understand it's a film and you only have so much time to present certain things and to dive into characters' lives. But I would have spent a little bit more time on Dallas and his family and explored that trauma, that childhood trauma, and exactly what went down in his household to cause him to become the man that he was in his marriage. So that's one thing I probably would have changed. Like I said, the scene opened up with a scene that grabbed you, but then it kind of flatlined out toward the middle once we learned that Dallas wanted a divorce from Megan. There was just a lot of dialogue heavy scenes between Megan and her parents about her divorce and about her trauma, which also I believe could have been explored a little more. You're talking about a woman who supposedly was beaten, spit on, cheated on, or whatever things she experienced. There was this list in the movie of all these things that Dallas had done to her. Somebody who experiences that amount of trauma just doesn't get over that by talking with their parents and having conversations with their parents. So that was a letdown too in this film. I thought that that could have been explored more, and I didn't think it was really realistic for her to, let me start jogging again. Let me get my life back together again after just having a few conversations with her parents, okay? So again, more trauma that should have been explored. Me as a writer, I definitely would have explored that more, okay? So I'm not saying it was wrong. I'm not saying it was done wrong. I'm just saying this is what I probably would have added as a writer, all right? Another thing that I feel should have been explored a little more was the motives behind some of the characters. Okay, why did the characters have the motives that they had? Especially Dallas again. He was just a character that was always angry to me. Why was he so angry? I understood he was going through a divorce and that was his current situation, but this anger was built up from years and years ago. Okay, so in the writing, I would have infused that more. Like, this character has layers that needs to be peeled back, and I feel like those layers weren't peeled back enough for me in this film for his particular character, especially with an actor like Corey, an amazing actor. I feel like they should have utilized that and peeled those layers back with him, even if it was like a short montage of him from being a child going into a man. Just showing a couple clips of some of the things that he experienced would have gave me more insight to why he is the way he currently is. Okay, so that's something I would have changed as a writer. And then another little extra thing that I probably would have tweaked a little bit was Benji, the character Benji, Megan's new love interest. I probably would have had Dallas started going to counseling, and I would have had, instead of Benji being a childhood friend that they both knew, I would have had Benji actually be the counselor to Dallas. Okay, so somebody that Megan knew from the past, but not somebody that Dallas knew from the past. Okay, and Megan not necessarily knowing that this is Dallas's current therapist. Okay, so this is after the divorce would have been called. All of that would have been the same, but Megan would have developed this love interest or new love relationship with Benji, not knowing that he was Dallas's current therapist. Okay, so I feel like that would have fueled the amount of anger that Dallas had once he found out that Benji was Megan's new love interest and also his counselor who was helping him through his childhood trauma. I feel like that would have been a crazy twist on the story and would have explained some of the motives that Dallas had throughout the film or towards the middle and end of the film, and gave him reasoning to act the way that he was acting, okay? Because he just seemed angry all of the time. So do I think it was an okay film? Yes, I do think it was an okay film. Do I think it was a great film? Not necessarily, because I feel like it was lacking action and I feel like it was dialogue heavy. But once again, that's just my opinion. I have always enjoyed the works of Mr. Tyler Perry, and I want him to continue making great pieces of art, and I know how much work goes into that. So again, I commend him and his team for putting out a solid film. Those are just things that I would have changed as a writer. Okay, that's from a writer's perspective. You guys might not agree with that, and that's okay, because art is subjective. Hey, if you like this review, or if you like what you are seeing on this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also punch that bell so that you can be notified for when I drop new videos. I will be doing more film reviews from a writer's perspective as well. So if you guys enjoy these reviews, go ahead and keep hitting the channel and see what I got for you next. All right, until next time, peace.